18 rugby team gearing up for nationals. Moses, joining the desk, and you have the latest on that.
Well, you know, it's just over a weekend away in Calgary, Nairman. It's a great chance for a lot of these ladies, and if they want any success, and that's Team Saskatchewan, by the way, it all starts with a handful of players from the Lloydminster area. Kyle Gallagher has more in this report.
Bailey Dembicki is getting ready to make her second trip to nationals with the Saskatchewan U18 squad.
Hopefully we'll get a medal this year. We didn't get a medal last year, so hopefully just placing will be good for us.
She has high hopes for the tournament, but knows there are still some things the team needs to work on.
I'm definitely coming up on defense and just getting low in our tackles and our rucks to win the ball over.
The Border City product is one of 6 ladies from the Lloydminster region who are having a big impact on the club.
These girls have all come back and they're all taking leadership roles. So right now, all of them are on the field almost all the time. And it's small town, tough, gritty, and you can count on them. It's great.
The same goes for Lashburn native Adriana Poirier. She says the experience gained by the returning players has given the team more confidence.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of vets, so that helps our rookies out a lot. And they've become 10 times better since the beginning of the season.
Alberta is always among the top teams in the country, and putting in a solid showing during Saturday's matchup only further proves these ladies are the real deal.
Last year it was a tough game and we lost, but hopefully this year it'll have a different outcome.
Now we have a couple more practices, and then next week we head off, so it should be good.
Kyle Gallagher, Newcap Sports.
And we'll turn our attention now to baseball in the midget AAA provincials in Saskatoon. The Northwest Prairie Pirates had to endure rainouts, rescheduled games, and now a tiebreaker. The Pirates faced the Regina Wolfpack for an 8 a.m. contest. Now, Brett Esau, Daniel Keck, and Matt Nielsen produced the runs as the Pirates advanced to the semis by a score of 6-3. Now, in the afternoon, they faced the top-seeded Saskatoon Giants, and the Pirates jumped to an early lead. Esau got things going with an RBI triple. Then later, he scored on Daniel Keck's single. Now, the teams would exchange runs until the Pirates gave up 2 in the bottom of the 7th in a 7-6 loss. Disappointing result, but give the team credit. This is their first year, and they reached the semis. Nothing but bright futures ahead for the ball club. So congratulations to them. I know it was a tough road, but they'll move on. Now we'll go to the nsrbl playoffs. 2 games on the schedule, both involving Lloydminster teams looking to book their ticket to the semifinals. The Border City Blue Jays and the North Battleford Beavers were scheduled to play Game 3 last week, but weather pushed the game to tonight. Now the two split the first 2 games with each team winning at home. So Game 3, the decider, goes at Legion Ballpark at 6:30. Meantime, the Midwest Expos had a tall task to sweep in Unity. The Cardinals forcing a third and deciding game back in Lloyd, proving to be a tough team at home. However, the Cardinals have only won once on the road this season. Perhaps a good omen for the Expos. Catch the ball game at Wallace Field. First pitch at 6:30. The winners of these 2 contests will face each other in the next round. It's a race against the clock, all while battling the elements. The World Equestrian Games are kicking off next month in France, and an area rider will be making the trip overseas. Kat Irvine and her horse, or Arabian horse, Nightwind Savannah, will be competing in the endurance race. And as Nairman Esau reports, the bond between Kat and her horse will be tested, but not broken.
Hi, Pumpkin. How are you today? What a good girl you are.
Tucked away in a barn on an acreage located north of Highway 16, Nightwind Savannah gears up to go for a ride.
Ooh, back up, back up. Good girl.
It's quite the relationship between Kat Irvine and Savannah. Kat took home the Arabian mare when she was only 2 years old.
I saw this little, scrappy, dirty, mane in knots, cranky little horse standing in the corral, and I said, you know, who is that? And she says, well, that's Savannah. And you know, she looked so cranky, I thought, well, I gotta have her.
The now 16-year-old outgrew her awkward phase and is now a competitive racer.
The more I worked with her and the more I trained her, the harder she was to not like.
Now Kat and her horse are embarking on quite the trek in August. They are headed to Normandy, France for the World Equestrian Games, participating in the endurance race competition.
Endurance is a genuine test of horsemanship that began as a necessity rather than a sport. The endurance race will take place on August 28th. It will be 160 kilometers through the French countryside. It will also feature 6 loops, not only testing the endurance of the horse, but of the rider herself.
It's definitely a horse and rider combination. You can't do one without the other on very rough terrain. I can't be watching where she's going. She's got to look after herself. So my job is to watch down the trail and direct her as best I can, and her job is to look after her feet.
There are a record number of entries this year, meaning the duo will compete against 300 other riders. The race will take hours. While finishing first is usually the goal, it's not the priority.
Most important award we get is for best conditioned horse. And the best conditioned horse is determined by the veterinarian scores. There are probably 5 to 7 veterinarian checks during the course of a 100-mile race.
So whether rain or shine, the training continues as Kat and Savannah look to rein in the competition.
I have every confidence that she and I will do well.
Nair Manisa, Newcap Sports.
Now, the race will cost Kat tens of thousands of dollars, and if you'd like to help her out, you could definitely give her a shout out on the number